I think what everybody wants is healthy relationships. What do we mean by that? Well, healthy, in a good state, in a very good state. And that's the way we want the relationship. How do you create a healthy relationship? I'll tell you how you start. Take your mind off yourself. Put it on the other person. If you really want to have a healthy relationship with people, follow Wallace Wattles' advice in chapter 14 of The Science of Getting Rich. Leave every person you meet with the impression of increase. Leave every person with the impression of increase. Have them better off because they've met you. If you want to create healthy relationships, put all your focus on the person you want the healthy relationship with. Give them the best you've got. Fall in love with the idea of helping the other person enjoy an abundant life, which is their birthright. That is how you're going to create a healthy relationship. And that's the way all of your relationships should be. The law of success is a pretty interesting concept. There's been books written on it, stories told on it. Lives have been spent looking for it. Let's understand that everything operates by law. The whole universe operates by law. The best definition of success I have ever heard was one that Earl Nightingale originated way back in 1959. He said, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Well, let's break that down for a moment. Success is the progressive, continually moving, progressive realization, constant awareness of a worthy ideal. An ideal is an idea that you have fallen in love with. An ideal is an idea that you're intellectually, emotionally, and physically involved with. An ideal is an idea that you've fallen in love with. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So you don't ask, are you worthy of the idea? Are you worthy of the good? Is it worthy of you? Now you're getting into law of success. Is it worthy of you? You see, what you're going to do is trade your life. You're trading your life for whatever it is you're going after. So you want to make up your mind, whatever your goal happens to be, whatever you are pursuing, make certain it's worthy of you because you're trading your life for it. The law of success calls for you to continually moving toward a predetermined objective in life and bringing your life in harmony with the laws that govern the entire universe. This for a moment. Do you know that every living soul, everybody wants to be happy, but not everybody is happy? Do you know, I could take you back to the man that gave me this book, Ray Stanford. I was a very unhappy individual. I was a sad soul, believe me. And I remember one day he said, Proctor, you're going to have to change. He said, would you like to be happy? Well, I used to think that was something that happened to some people, but you weren't in control of it. I really never knew that I could control my own happiness. I did not know that. And I'm going to tell you something. There's a whole lot of people who do not know that. Otherwise, you wouldn't find so many people who are pretty sad. He said, I'm going to tell you a secret, Proctor. And he said, if you get it, you can benefit from this till you're a very old man. He said, you are in control of your own happiness. Now he said, I'm going to tell you why you're not happy. There's a power or a thought energy flowing into your consciousness. And you know what you do? You bottle it all up inside. All of your energy is focused on you. You are the only thing you think about. Poor me. I wish I had some money. I wish. But your thoughts are always about yourself. If you find someone else to help, if you can help someone, and I'm going to tell you, there's a whole lot of people out there want help. If you will focus on helping other people, you're going to be one happy cat. Now, I don't think I got it right away. But he knew probably I wasn't going to get it right away. And so every time I saw him, he said, who you been helping? Well, I don't know. wasn't helping anybody. I was trying to figure out how to get some money, how to help me. I want you to think about this for a moment. There's so many people need help. Chapter 14 in The Science of Getting Rich is a powerful concept. Leave everyone with the impression of increase. If you do that, you're helping people. Happiness is always found in the person who is focusing on helping other people. Attracting what you actually want. I think James Allen put it very well in his little book, As a Man Thinketh. He said, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Now think about that. If you want to attract what you want, you've got to see yourself already with it. You've got to understand that you've already got it. First of all, clearly understand this. Nothing is created or destroyed. That means everything's already here. If not in one state, certainly in another. Where did the iPhone come from? The iPhone came from a series of ideas that individuals entertained in their mind. And they kept holding the idea until the stuff came to them that enabled them to build the phone. The stuff had already been here. Nothing is created or destroyed. All science, all theology teach that. If nothing's created or destroyed, everything that is already here. Our problem is we've got to wait until we see it outside before we believe we've got it. Start dealing with the non-physical world, with the invisible world, with the world that you can't see through these little peepers that you've got here we call eyes. Start to see yourself mentally. You've been given the faculties to do that. Use your imagination. See yourself already in possession of the good you desire. That will flip your mind onto a specific frequency, and you do think on frequencies. It's on that frequency that good you desire is going to start coming toward you, and you will start moving toward it. If you want to attract what you actually want, you've got to see yourself now already with it. And know it's only a period of time until you moving toward it and it moving toward you, and you become one with it. And President John Kennedy asked the father of the space program, the famous Dr. Wernher von Braun, what it would take to build a rocket that would carry a person to the moon and bring him back safely to Earth. He answered him in 5 words: the will to do it. The will to do it. Pretty light, simple answer for such an enormous question. But I'm going to tell you something, the will to do it, that had a lot of power in it. What do we mean by that, the will to do it? Well, will is one of your higher faculties. You have perception, reason, memory, imagination, intuition, and the will. Will is a mental faculty that gives you the ability to hold one idea on the screen of the mind to the exclusion of all outside distractions. You know, you'd be hard pressed to figure out how many things are trying to grab your attention at any given time. But there's all kinds of things going on around that are begging your conscious attention. You can block them all out and keep one idea on the screen of the mind with your will. Will is a mental faculty that gives you the ability to hold one idea on the screen of the mind to the exclusion of all outside distractions. It's the will that gives you the ability to concentrate. Concentration is a powerful mental tool. How do you develop your will? I'll tell you. You take your pen or a little black marker and go opposite to your favorite chair. There's a wall opposite your favorite chair. Put a little dot on the wall. Do it when nobody sees you doing it, and nobody will ever notice the dot's there. Every time you sit in that favorite chair, focus on that dot. Bring all of your conscious attention to bear on the dot. Now, when you look at it, your mind will wander. That's okay. Don't feel bad because it wandered. Bring it back to the dot. Every time it wanders, if you concentrate on that dot for a half a second, you'll probably set a family record. Our mind is so busy. You focus on the dot, you find your mind wander. Don't feel bad, bring it back to the dot. You can get to the point where you can concentrate for quite a while. And I'm telling you, you concentrate for a while, you're developing great powers. Or get a candle in a candle holder and put it somewhere around your favorite chair. When you're alone, light the candle and stare at the flame. And stare at that flame until you mentally become one with the flame. Now again, your mind's going to wander. Don't feel bad about it. Bring it back to the flame. Just bring it back to the flame. When you learn to concentrate on one thing, you can concentrate on anything. Stop and think of any large company. I don't care, anyone.
Right.
You can go to the leaders of that company and you can say, who are your stars? I mean the ones that are really making it happen. And they've all got a few. Say, what are they doing that's so different? Why don't you find out what they're doing and teach it to everybody? Oh, well, everybody couldn't do it. Why are they doing it? You know something? The stars don't know why they're stars. And they'll say, well, they're smart. Some of them aren't very smart. Smart's got nothing to do with it. They have shifted their paradigm. They've knocked the wall down and they built an image and they followed the rules. They just didn't know what they were doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I was earning over $1 million a year. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I'd say I was cleaning offices. That was almost incidental. What I was doing, I was reading this every day. I was listening to the recordings every day. I was reprogramming my subconscious mind. Because that is how you develop your goal. It's exactly the same amount of time. Exactly the same amount of time. Figure it out. You get all there is. A hobo sleeping under a bridge or on a park bench that has no material possessions, none, does nothing of any constructive nature. That person gets exactly the same amount of time as the most productive industrialist in the world. We all get exactly the same amount of time. So it's what we do with the time that makes a difference. I want you to think of the number of time management programs. Almost everyone under the sun has time management programs. In fact, I made one time, spent a lot of money on it. And then I found out it was a dumb waste of time and money. Do you know why? Time can't be managed. I was having breakfast with Earl Nightingale one morning. It was downtown Chicago, and I was going with him on a speaking engagement, and it was early in the morning. He said, "You want to meet for breakfast?" Whenever Earl Nightingale said, "You want to meet me?" I was there, and I always had some well-prepared questions. And I remember asking him, I said, "Earl, how did you learn how to master time management?" You know, we're having breakfast. I can still hear his fork hit the plate. He said, "What the hell are you talking about?" He said, "I've never mastered time management. Nobody masters time management." He said, "Time can't be managed." He said, "I merely manage activity." And he took a little card out of his pocket. And he said, "Every night before I go to bed, I write down 6 most important things I have to do tomorrow. These are goal-achieving activities. And when I wake up, that's what I start working on. And if I don't get them all done, I'll add them to tomorrow's list." He said, "You should have about 6. Now, if I have 3 that I didn't get done today, that doesn't mean I have 9 for tomorrow, like 6 plus these 3. Those 3 become part of the 6 you have to do the next day." When you wake up, you give all your conscious attention to do those things. See, you cannot manage time, but you can manage activity. You can manage your activities. Make certain that what you're doing really makes a difference. Make certain that you're spending your time on activities that are productive, that are taking you in the direction of your goal. Keeps people stuck month after month, year after year. 90-some% of the population are stuck. You've got people graduating with all kinds of degrees, and the results would indicate that they know very much at all. Most people don't understand what's going on inside. There's something that's stopping them, and it's called a paradigm. See, when paradigms are in control, nothing changes. Nothing. And that's why most people get the same results year after year. People know how to do better than they're doing. The problem is they don't know why they're not doing what they know how to do. See, it's the paradigm that produces the result. And if we're going to change the result, there's only one way to do it. Just one. You're going to change the paradigm.
A man's environment is a merciless mirror of him as a human being. And if he thinks his environment can stand a little improvement, all he has to do is improve, and his environment will improve to reflect the changing man.
All knowledge, all power is 100% evenly present in all places at the same time. Your spiritual DNA is perfect, so is mine. There's perfection within. What we've got to learn is draw it out.
He met a man here in Toronto. He was the one that originally got me involved in studying this, Ray Stanford. And he told me if I didn't like the results I was getting in my life, that I was going to have to change me because they were my results. And he said, if you're going to change you, you're going to have to find out something about yourself. And that seemed to make sense. I don't think it was an earth-shattering idea. It wouldn't give anybody a brain hernia, but it made a hell of a lot of sense to me. So I started to study myself. I found most people don't know who they are. They really don't.
What do you mean? I mean, I know my name, I know my age, I know where I live.
Yeah, that's not
what
you,
else
though.
is there?
You know, that's
what
just
size,
it. If you ask the average person who they are, they'll give you their name. They'll say, I'm Bob Proctor, but I'm not. Bob and Proctor are two words. My parents give them to me. They're called names, but it's not me. It's my name. Then somebody will say, well, this is me, but this isn't me either. It's my body. Like, you never phone down here to the studio and say, body won't be in today, it's sick.
Okay.
You know, we don't say am hand or am leg. It's my hand, my leg, my body, my name. Who am I? Well, that's an interesting question. And I believe if a person will start to study that and look for the answer, they'll find it. See, I think we live simultaneously on three planes of understanding. We're spiritual creatures, we have an intellect, and we live in physical bodies.
Okay.
But because we lack awareness or understanding of who we are, we're totally locked into a physical world, and we let things outside of us control us. 95% of the population are reacting to life. They're not really living at all.
Opportunity is an interesting word, and like most words, it's misunderstood. See, the average person is looking at opportunity as something they're going to get. So they're out looking to get something. Opportunity is what you're going to get. See, it's the person that's thinking of an idea. How can I do more? How can I provide more service for the people we provide service for? Do you know I spend almost all of my time thinking of how I can help you more than I'm helping you? I'm here in my studio. We spent $1 million building this studio so that I can communicate more effectively with our clients. Opportunity is in giving. It's not receiving. It's not getting, it's giving. It's sharing. It's putting something out there.
Success is a funny word. Nightingale had a great definition for it. He said a person's successful if they know where they are and they know where they're going and they're progressively moving in that direction. He said that success was the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Anyone that has a goal and they're moving towards it, they're successful. Most people think that you're successful if you have a lot of money. Quite often you have a lot of money if you're successful, but it isn't. I wouldn't say Mother Teresa has a lot of money.
Okay.
You know, but she's a pretty successful lady.
When you get a real good idea, you should act on it. If you hold yourself back because of fear, your life actually comes to a stop.